So now in part 2 of the video, I will be covering two main topics, that is method, what is a method, how can we call a method, and what are objects. You would have already studied in class 9 what is a method. A block of statements which are used to repeat some set of instructions which can be reused again and again in further program is called a method. And this is the syntax. First we have access specifier, then we have return type, and then we have method name. Here we can also pass some parameters. Like if I have to give example of this, we can say public void display. If I have to display something, then we have some body of the method. Like I want to display hello world, so I will write system.out.println, and whatever I need to print, that I will write in double quotes inside printing statement. So simply this method will be created which can be accessed by any other class which is having a return type void. Void means empty. If we don't want to return any kind of value, then we use this void. And display, this is the method name of the, and display, this is the method name. Here I have not written any parameters because I don't want to use these parameters for any type of calculations. I simply want to print a message that it is a hello world. We can have n number of parameters here. Now next we have is objects. So we already know that class is collection of multiple objects, or I can say a class is an object factory. Why object factory? Because class contains the blueprint through which multiple objects can be created. So obviously we can say that using class only we can create n number of objects. Then whoever is creating those particular things, that is called a factory. And here class is creating multiple objects, so we can say the class is an object factory. Now how to create an object? To create object, in main method we have to follow this syntax. Whatever the class name is, first take class name. For example, class name is add. Then add, we have to take one object name. Let's say a equals to new. And then constructor. Constructor will be coming in upcoming chapters, but just remember that constructor has the same name as the class name. So I can write here add with some arguments or parameters which can be kept empty. Parameters or arguments are not necessary to always write. So this is the way how one object can be created. We can also create another object like add a1 equals to new add. We can also create third. So likewise we can create multiple objects. We already know that a class is an object factory, and from one class we can create multiple objects. So using these objects, we can call data members or member methods of any object. And to call this, we have to use object name, then dot operator, followed by whatever data member or member method that we want to access. If we want to access a method of a particular object, then we have to write object name dot the method name. Method name, for example, is display. So I will write display method name's signature, and using this a object's display method will be called and it will be executed depending whatever a object has in it. This is the syntax of calling a member method of a particular object. Similarly, we can also call data member like a dot num equals to 10. This simply means that a object's data member num will have value of 10, and these values are independent of any other data members, any other object's data member. If I try to print a1 dot num value, then this will not have value of 10. This will have some independent value which object A1 has given to its data member. So we can say that every object works independently of each other, and the data members and member methods of a particular objects are never synchronized with each other. There are now three important words: declaration, instantization, and initialization. The process of creating anything, that is called declaration. Instantization: whenever a memory is allocated to an object using this new keyword, that is called instantization. And initialization: whenever some value is given to a particular variable object, then that process is called initialization. If I have to take an example of variable, then int a, this statement is called declaration. And whenever I give value to this, then this is called initialization. Instantization is always there whenever a memory using new operator is assigned to that particular identifier, like object name we have. So whenever an object is created with the help of new keyword, then always some part of memory is allocated to that object in order to perform some task. So this process is called instantization. Now this was all about chapter 2, where we learned how to create objects, what is method, what is class, and what is access specifier. We will be doing some examples programs based on these topics in the further videos. Now if you have any query related to this topic, then you can ask your query in comment section. And if you have any questions that you are not able to solve and want me to solve, then you can send those questions on my mail ID. I will try to solve them and make a video on it. Thank you for watching.